Hi, and welcome back to another family meal idea video. I'm going to be sharing with you the dishes that we've had for my family of 7 this week, and everything is very quick and basic and not overcomplicated because this is not the time of year to be faffing around for me anyway. I've also tried to make sure that there's plenty of veg in the dishes and just to try and ward off all those bugs and flus in December as well. Let's get in the video. So for the first meal, I've got a brown onion, garlic, ginger, a large bag of carrots and some frozen butternut squash, and I'm going to make a wholesome winter soup. So basically I've just softened down the vegetables. I didn't need to do the butternut squash because it was defrosting. Added in my stock and then some flavourings here, cumin, paprika and a little bit of garam masala. I just popped the lid on it. I was able to do this in the morning and let it simmer away for an hour to 2 hours. Then I blend it down. I want to get it quite a thick consistency, but make sure that all that veg is hidden as well. Then I go in with a can of light coconut milk. This means there's not too much heat in the soup and it also just makes it that little bit more creamier. So the children really like it like this, but I do want to make it more of a filling soup for winter, and I'm going to go in with 2 cups of orzo pasta. If you haven't added this into your soups or your casseroles before, definitely do give it a go. It's a great way of bulking out your soups and making them go further. So everyone's dished up. They will probably have 2 bowls each, and I've just garnished it there on the top, not that it matters to them. Buttered some French bread, and then we had a little bit of pizza to use up, so I popped that on as well. But this is a nice meat-free dinner for the week, and I've also done a little bit for lunch as well that I can freeze. The next dinner is just a midweek roast. I do tend to do one during the week when I have a busy day of homeworks. So this is just a roast chicken done in lemon and butter, and I've made a nice homemade gravy, roast potatoes, carrots, a little bit of broccoli, and yes, just one that goes down really well with the children. And Pearl's still fussy, so she didn't eat her chicken. Then this was a make ahead meal. We've got a little bit of garlic bread there, but these are frozen meatballs that I batch cooked. For the sauce, I just cut up some courgette, peppers and a couple of tins of chopped tomatoes and blended those all down so that we've got that extra veg, and serving it with just some pasta, a little bit of parmesan and a simple midweek meal that Ali could cook while I was away. Then the next day is another one pot dinner. I actually made this the night before, so I do have a cook with me on my traditional Irish stew, which I'll link down below. This is done with beef rather than lamb, and I can get in lots of veg there. I like to thicken it with potatoes, but also chop up some whole potatoes as well towards the end. This is cooked for 2 to 3 hours, and you've got a lovely rich flavour with it. And we're just serving it simply with some buttered bread and hot baguette as the stew. You could also have it with some puff pastry and make it more of a main dish or even as a pie. But it's a great one. I usually batch cook this and then have several little pots that I can pull out for lunches or quick dinners as well. Next evening the children are eating on their own, so I did a variety of pasta. This is a chunkier variation in a creamy white sauce, a little bit of pesto for flavour, and chopped up 4 sausages that I already cooked. And I'm going to top it with some parmesan, and this is a 15-minute meal. We've got lots of clubs this evening to get to, and yeah, it's one that they really enjoy. It's not something we're overly fussed on, so we tend to have a different dinner on this particular evening for ourselves, and Pearl will not eat the sausages, but she will eat the rest, and yeah, just nice, plain, simple. Then for that evening, I've chopped up some little potatoes and I've parboiled them, added garlic and butter to the pan. Then these are lamb chops here. They look a little burnt, but it's actually a honey and balsamic glaze on them, and it makes them so juicy and delicious. And we're going to have it with some tender stem broccoli as well. So I'm draining away the excess fat there. Lamb is definitely a fattier meat. And that is just all plated up then. So we've got those nice garlic, butter, potatoes, the tender stem broccoli, and I've also added these halloumi fries. I picked these up on a shop in Iceland recently, and I thought they weren't too bad, maybe a little bit too salty, but it was handy to add to the dinner as well. For my final dish, I've got some loin pork chops, and I'm going to make a marinade with honey, powdered garlic, some cider vinegar, dark soy sauce and a little bit of corn flour. They will all be combined and they will coat the pork and give lots of flavour. The veg I'm adding is sugar snap peas, corn, bean sprouts, pepper, noodles and some stir fry bag mix. This will all go together and give tons of flavour into a nice healthy stir fry. So in the casserole dish, I've trimmed down my pork, taken away excess fat, added in the corn flour, garlic and 2 tablespoons of the soy sauce, honey and cider vinegar. This needs a really good toss through, making sure that each of the pork strips is well coated with the marinade, and you can make this 24 hours in advance and store it in the fridge. It will just take on all those beautiful flavours. So in batches, this is the kids first of all. I'm cooking the stir fry mix on a high heat in the wok with a little bit of sesame oil, and then on to the harder vegetables which take that little bit longer. Then I do my pork strips, and I like to move these really quickly on a high heat because I don't want the marinade sticking to the bottom of the wok. So my kids do like this flavour. I think a little bit of pork is just enough. I toss through the vegetables, the noodles, and then I do add a little bit more soy sauce and also some oyster sauce. I definitely think oyster sauce is nice with pork, and that just adds to the flavour of the marinade. So we're all plated up. Pearl, we're still trying her with all the vegetables. She doesn't get away with it tonight. Then each of the children have got started there in their little dishes. They eat with chopsticks, so it takes forever. So I do keep a little bit to the side that's still warm. And then that is everything for our meals of the week. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment down below. And of course, if you're new, make sure to hit subscribe and the notification bell if you want to see more meal idea videos like these. But as always, thank you very much for watching.